It's a little bit steep. It is really, really steep. And the last bit is going to get even steeper. Good morning internet, it is 8 o'clock in the morning and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back in the Namib desert. I am now about 36 kilometers from a small town called Solitaire. I'm going to ride there first. There's a small bakery to get some breakfast, and after I'm going to continue to a small town also called Sesrim. So I am now over here and Solitaire is just below here. And today I'm riding to Sesrim because I want to visit this place called Soesoesvlei. It is very windy outside, which is why I'm doing the intro here with the map inside. Normally this area knows very, very strong winds in August. But I guess the strong wind came early this year and it's extremely windy outside. So let's see how that's gonna go today. But first let me quickly pack up the rest of my stuff and then let's go. Where am I going? Let's go. One last look at the beautiful flowering quiver trees. Good morning, Namibia! Wow. I have reached Solitaire. So now let's find this bakery so I can have myself a breakfast. Solitaire. Welcome to Solitaire. Okay, Savannah is full. Now it's my turn. I had a breakfast consisting of a pie, meat pie and a cappuccino. Not a bad way to start the day. Not bad at all. And Savannah is filled up with fuel, so let's go! fantastic landscape. Unbelievable. Right, this is the turn off to Zesrim and Sossusvlei. Oh wow! Look at that! Unbelievable. Okay, let's sort out accommodation first before I go to see the dunes. Seems like I'm the only guest again. Alright, let's see if we can get into Sossusvlei.
When you go with a motorbike?
Sorry?
A motorbike are not going to the park. Huh? Motorbike are not allowed to go to the park. As long as you leave on the parking there, then you're looking for a car. You can try to someone take you. It's the motorbike are not allowed to the only closing here out to the parking there. You can't go with the motorbike in the park. It's not allowed.
Alright, I had to hitch a ride to get here because Savannah was not allowed to get into the park. But look at this landscape. This is amazing. And the colors of these dunes are just spectacular. And it's iron oxide, which has a thin coating around these sand grains. So basically what you see here is a process of rusting. And hopefully you will see it on the footage. But these dunes are star dunes. And you get star dunes when you have multi-directional winds blowing with equal strength from all sides. And star dunes are therefore very stable, so they don't move a lot. So it's very likely that in like thousands of years from now, you'll still find these dunes here. I'm just trying to climb this dune now. Ooh. Because that's why these star dunes are so stable. They only move a little bit on the crest, but the base stays where it is. Oh, wow, look at that. Wow, this is spectacular. This place is called Deadfly. So this place hasn't seen water for the last 900 years. And what they believe happened is that the Tausop River flooded and reached all the way here, creating this temporarily pool here. And that's when these camel thorn trees started growing there. And eventually the pools dried up. And what they believe is that then the sand dunes crept in and they blocked the access of the river. So the river actually never came back here again. So eventually the camel thorn trees died, but they never rotted away. And the reason for that is that it is so extremely dry here. There is just no moisture to start up the rotting process. So these trees have been standing here dead for hundreds of years. Unbelievable. So what I'm walking on now actually looks like I'm walking on a salt flat, but this is a clay pan. And what happens is that when water came here, the water quite quickly drained through the sand, and what left behind were clay minerals. And this type of stuff is actually, well, not now anymore because it's too dry, but normally if it's just a kind of a fresh clay pan, it's really good to preserve footprints. So if you would be walking around here, then millions of years later people would be wondering what kind of weird animal or weird motorcyclist would have been walking here. But I think what's also really special about this place is like these contrasting colors, that you have like this light grey clay pan and then these ochre dunes because of the iron. And actually generally you can say that the darker the color of the dune, the older it is, because the rusting process has been going on for longer. But look at this camel thorn tree, just inside the dune. Let's walk to the area where the sun is already coming over the dune there. Look at it in a little bit more light. Oh, it probably looks even more spectacular in the light. Look at this. So these camel thorn trees are pretty special. So they have long thorns to protect themselves from overgrazing, but their root system can go up to 50 meters into the ground to tap just that little bit of water. But it's just incredible that these trees just are still here after being dead for hundreds of years. It's just incredible. So that dune that you see over there, that one is called Big Daddy, and that's the tallest dune around here. It's 325 meters high, but most of the dunes here are above 300 meters. So that makes these dunes amongst the tallest in the world. Right, time to make my way back, if I can actually find my way back, because these dunes, you think, okay, yeah, just over that one and then over that one, but then I think you can actually get lost in a place like this with all these dunes. But I'm now trying to climb to that point, just over there, and then hopefully I can see on the other side if I'm walking in the right direction. It's a little bit steep. It is really, really steep, and the last bit is going to get even steeper. Look how I'm gliding. Oh man, this is not the easiest route, that's for sure. But hey, when do I ever take the easiest route? Good point. Look, I'm making small avalanches. Look there. I'm now on a crest, look. Oh. So I've now walked over to the other side. This is called Sossusvlei, but I'll show you in a second. But first I wanted to show you that this is a live camel thorn tree. So this is how it looks like when the tree is alive. And these are the pods with the seeds, and these seeds can only germinate when they've passed through the digestive tract of animals. And that kind of ensures it that it's being moved away, so that there's not too many camel thorn trees all living in the same place competing for the same water. Cool, right? But now let me walk over to this place, which is called Sossusvlei, and it actually has water, and that is really, really rare. But it has been an exceptional rainy season. That's why also in the Fish River Canyon, remember where I stayed at Ice, there have been crazy like flash floods. And it all has to do with some huge cyclones that hit Mozambique. It's also why in South Africa it was so super green, and why Sunny Pass was half washed away. That all has to do with these cyclones hitting Mozambique and creating this whole rain front that lasted all the way up here into Namibia. See, so here you can see that the clay pen is still moist, and I can make some really cool footprints. So because of all that rainfall, the Touwstad River reached Sossusvlei here, and it's now like a real oasis. And yeah, probably at some point Sossusvlei is going to have the same fate as Dead Fly. If this dries up and if it's cut off by sand dunes, then it will kind of turn into the same way as Dead Fly at some point. And until that time is there. Oh, I got the proper stock. This place looks the way it does now. Amazing, right? Whew, look how extremely muddy this is. Amazing. Alright, it's getting pretty hot now. It's getting close to midday. So I'm just going to walk back and hitch a ride back out of here, because it's 60 kilometers to the place that I'm staying. So it's quite far into the Namib Desert here. What an incredible place. Wow. So I'm reunited with Savannah, which is nice. Now I'm just going to check out the small canyon over here. The Sesriem Canyon, 4.5 km. Okay, I'm here. This is where the Sesriem Canyon is. Let me go check it out. So this is where the river runs that ends up all the way 60 kilometers that way, ends up in Sossusvlei, where I was just before. And over time, over millions of years, this river has cut out this canyon here, and this is just, it looks incredible. Because this just, it kind of reads like, kind of like a history book. Because you can see exactly by the size of the boulders that were transported by the river previously, you know, whether it was fast flowing or whether it was flowing a little bit slower. So when you see like the big rocks, that is an indication that a long time ago there was a lot of water and that the river transported all these big boulders with it. And then you get some camel thorn trees growing in here as well. Amazing. Okay, that was Sesriem Canyon. So that name Sesriem from the canyon and also the town. Sesriem actually means 6 belts, and that name stems from when early settlers came here. They had to tie 6 pieces of leather together to catch water from the river down below. Anyway, I am going back to the lodge now. I'm pretty tired. I think I've done more walking today than motorcycling. Now, it was totally worth it. I wouldn't want to come to Namibia and not see this place. So that was it for today. I really hope you liked this video. If you did, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe down below. And then I'll see you in the next video. See you next time, eh?
Next time.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.